Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the tech and investment world lately. Elon Musk's recent comments about SpaceX. But here's the twist. I'm not just going to regurgitate the news. Instead, I want to unpack what Musk said, why it matters, and what it could mean for the future. Because, let's be honest, when Elon Musk talks about the future, it's worth listening. So, here's the hook. What if the most underappreciated part of SpaceX isn't their rockets, their satellites, or even their Mars ambitions? What if it's something far more fundamental, something that could reshape not just space exploration, but the entire global economy? That's right, robotics. And not just any robotics, but robotics on the moon. Sounds like sci-fi, right? Well, Musk thinks it's the next big thing, and personally, I think he might be onto something. Now, let's set the stage. SpaceX just dropped their second quarter earnings, and while the numbers were solid, revenue growth, narrowing losses, what really caught my attention was Musk's comments during the earnings call. He mentioned robotics as the most underappreciated part of SpaceX's business. But here's where it gets interesting. Musk isn't just talking about robots as we know them. He's talking about satellites as robots, autonomous systems that don't need servicing, and, eventually, robots manufacturing on the moon. This isn't just about building stuff in space. It's about scaling up in a way that could make Earth's economy look tiny in comparison. What makes this really interesting is the scale Musk is talking about. He's not just thinking about a few factories on the moon. He's talking about a mass accelerator, solar production, and potentially scaling the economy to 1,000 times or even 1,000,000 times what it is on Earth. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds insane. And it does. But if you take a step back and think about it, SpaceX has already done things that seemed impossible a decade ago. Reusable rockets? Check. Starlink providing global internet? Check. So, is manufacturing on the moon really that far-fetched? Maybe not. One thing that immediately stands out is how this ties into Musk's broader vision. His compensation at SpaceX is tied to establishing settlements on Mars and mining asteroids. Robotics is the linchpin here. Without advanced robotics, those goals become exponentially harder. But with it, they become not just possible, but potentially profitable. And that's where the real game changer lies. If SpaceX can figure out how to use robots to build and maintain infrastructure in space, they're not just a space company, they're a space industrialization company. From my perspective, the most fascinating part of this is how it connects to Starlink. Gwynne Shotwell, SpaceX's COO, pointed out that robotics will dramatically increase demand for connectivity. Think about it. If you're running factories on the moon, you're going to need a lot of data. And where's that data going to come from? Starlink. This isn't just about satellites beaming Netflix to your house. It's about powering the next industrial revolution in space. What this really suggests is that Starlink isn't just a side project. It's the backbone of SpaceX's future. But here's the kicker. As exciting as all this is, it's also incredibly speculative. Personally, I think Musk's vision is bold, maybe even a little reckless. But that's kind of his brand, right? The problem is, for investors, this is a high-risk, high-reward game. Musk has a track record of overpromising and under-delivering on timelines. Remember those humanoid robots at Tesla? Still not here. Fully autonomous driving? Still in beta. So, while I'm bullish on the long-term potential, I'd caution anyone from going all in on SpaceX stock based on these moon factories alone. If you take a step back and think about it, what Musk is proposing isn't just a technological challenge. It's an economic and philosophical one. Building factories on the moon isn't just about making money. It's about redefining what's possible for humanity. But it also raises a deeper question. Are we ready for this? Are we ready to become a multi-planetary species with economies that dwarf what we have on Earth? And more importantly, who gets to control that future? These are questions we need to start asking now, because if Musk is right, that future is coming faster than we think. So here's my closing thought. Elon Musk's vision for SpaceX is as ambitious as it is polarizing. Robotics on the moon, mass accelerators, economies 1,000 times larger than Earth's. It's easy to write it off as fantasy. But history has shown us that what seems impossible today can become reality tomorrow. The real question is, are we ready to take that leap? And if we are, what does it mean for us, for our planet, and for our future? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Because, honestly, this is a conversation we all need to be having.